Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear respected brothers and sisters and dear viewers of the I Am Husseini show here live on Imam Hussein TV from the holy land of Karbala. This is season 4, episode 4 that we have, and inshallah it will be a continuous show every year during Muharram. Tonight we commemorate a lady of all ladies, one who stood firm with her imams, Lady al-Baneen alayha salam. Before we begin the show, I'd like to hand over to my dear brother Abu Talib to introduce himself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and thank you, Brother Minhal, again for having me on the show, and on such amazing nights and such miraculous land, the land of Karbala. As you've said, it's the night of al-Baneen, the mother of sons.
Yeah.
We remember her stance and her stand in Karbala and what she offered and what she sacrificed. She sacrificed not one, not two, but all her sons for her Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Brothers and sisters, as we commemorate the night of al-Baneen alayha afdal as-salatu was-salam, we will also be taking in your calls via WhatsApp, where you can call us live and speak to us, and speak most importantly to your Mawla Ali Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, and speak to your Mawla Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, for it is his mother that we tonight commemorate. Her stand, her sacrifice, but most importantly, her worry for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. As famously narrated by Bishop, when he met Imam Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salam on the outskirts of Medina, and Imam says to Bishop, he says, "Bishop, can you recite poetry like your father did?" And he says to him, "Yes, my mother." He says to him, "Then enter Medina, call upon every house in Medina and inform them of the martyrdom of my father." As Bishr enters Medina, who are watching this, enter Medina with Bishr. Enter into Medina. Take your souls to Medina. As he enters, and he says, "Ya ahla Yathrib la muqama lakum biha, qutila al-Husayn wa admu'i midrar." O people of Medina, leave your houses and gather. I have some important news to deliver. And when they raised somewhat of a pulpit for Bishop, and the people of Medina gathered, an old lady holding Al-Fadl alayhi salam, and she's holding Al-Fadl, and she says, "Oh Bishop, I heard you've got news about my son Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam." And Bishop would say, "Who is this old lady?" And they would say to him, "Bishop, be easy with this lady. This is al-Baneen al-Arba'. This is the mother of Abbas. This is the mother of Ja'far. This is the mother of Uthman. This is the mother of Abdullah. Bishr, take it easy with her. She came and she said, Bishr, I heard you have news about Abu Abdullah. He said, Ya al-Baneen, عظم الله لك الأجر. May Allah increase your reward, O al-Baneen. For your son Abdullah has passed away. She said, I didn't ask you about Abdullah. I asked you about Abu Abdullah. He said to her, al-Baneen, عظم الله لك الأجر. May Allah increase your reward on the martyrdom of Uthman. She said to him, Bishr, you're ripping my heart into pieces. Tell me about Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. He said to her, Ya al-Baneen, عظم الله لك الأجر. On the martyrdom of Ja'far. Tell me about Hussein. Until he told her, Ya al-Baneen, may Allah increase your reward on the martyrdom of Abbas. That one hit. That one hit al-Baneen deep in the heart. But she still said, you know, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was her eldest son. She still said, oh Bishr, may my 4 sons go for Abu Abdullah. May they be killed for Hussein. Until Bishr said, Ya al-Baneen, عظم الله لك الأجر. On the martyrdom of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. Hussein is gone. Hussein has been killed. It's narrated that al-Baneen alayhi salam ran to the house of Zainab. And Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam has said to the servant, she said, don't allow anyone to come in. We just want to mourn. Just let us cry. We've got some Shia in the world today. And this is my message to the Shia of the world. Stop this latum. Stop this crying. Stop this aza. Stop these mawakib. Stop serving food. Hussein wants you to be knowledgeable. Yes, no doubt. Hussein wants you to be a good human being. No doubt. Zainab cried. Your line is here. Don't cross the line and tell me don't cry for Hussein. Do not cross your line. And that's when al-Baneen would knock on the door. And what happened, inshallah, we'll discuss after we take our first caller of the night and we say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from the United States.
Alhamdulillah. And your name, please?
My name is Riyadh. First name is Riyadh. The last name is Bazoon. Bazzoun, as in Nancy.
Riyadh Bazoon. Brother Riyadh, the night of al-Baneen al-Arba'ah. What does al-Baneen alayha salam mean to you?
She means the world to me, brother.
Yeah?
She means the world.
Brother Riyadh, I want you to, when you look at the shrine of not only Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, but Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, I want you to imagine that you are in the crowd of Bishr, standing in the crowd, listening to the announcement from Bishr, listening to the announcement of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and you see al-Baneen salamullahi alayha. What would your reaction be?
Brother, reaction is not the word to use in my belief. It's something beyond my imagination and my power of it as a human, brother. It's something that I would announce and say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, wa ashhadu anna Aliyan waliyullah.
Brother, the footage that you're about to see in front of you is of the flag of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam on top of his dome. And what I want you to also think of is that same flag without the shrine, just the tents of Hussein. And I want you to imagine the battle of Karbala. I want you to imagine yourself far away, witnessing the battle of Karbala, wanting to help Abu Abdullah, but you can't. What would your reaction be?
My reaction would be, brother, Ya laytana kunna ma'akum sayyidi, Ya laytana kunna ma'akum sayyidi, fanafuza fawdan azima. I would wish I could do something about it, brother.
Okay. Now I want you to have your ziyarah. And please, look at the footage inside the shrine. Brother, imagine you are with these mawakib right now, walking inside the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. Have your ziyarah, my dear brother. Would you like any help with the recitation of the ziyarah, or would you prefer to do it between you and yourself?
I prefer to do it to him myself. If you want to help me with it, I would appreciate that. Also be part of this world, part of Imam Hussein salamullah alayhi. I would appreciate if you can do some prayers with me too, brother.
Okay.
Let the world know who we are, what we stand for, what our beliefs is all about. We're no criminals, we're not invaders, we're no haters. We only people that worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and with nothing do but the peace and do nothing but justice, inshallah rabbil alameen.
Let's begin the ziyarah, my dear brother. All your words were very correct. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah.
Abdullah.
Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulillah. Assalamu alayka wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifina'ik. عليكم مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Shukran, brother. I appreciate it. The thoughts, I appreciate your prayer, brother. Alhamdulillah, may Allah give you strength, Allah give us strength, and Allah give everyone strength, inshallah. Shukran, brother.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, brother Riyadh.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
You can hear in his voice that he was maybe choking up a little bit. Inshallah, we would have been honored to hear your cries and your tears, my dear brother. Inshallah, in the coming night, if you do call back again. Inshallah, we take the next call. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Sayyid Ali Musavi and I am from Edmonton, Canada.
Sayyid Ali Musawi from Edmonton, Canada, yes?
Correct.
Correct. My dear brother, night 4 of Muharram, al-Haram, and how we wait for this year, or for this month, every single year, all year round, correct?
Correct, brother, correct.
Brother, how do you think al-Baneen felt when she heard the death of her 4 sons?
The only thing I can remember of al-Baneen is Hussein. Hussein was pleading for water for his 6-month-old baby in that land of Karbala when the enemy threw an arrow at the neck of Hussein, of the child of Hussein. The only thing I could remember of Baneen, she was asking the Shibra Aslam, tell me about Hussein, tell me about Hussein. May I sacrifice Abbas just for you, Ya Aba Abdullah. I just only think about the land that Imam Hussein stood on that land and called out those famous words, Hal bin Nasr Yansurana, wa alayhi Mughayzana, wal Haram al-Mustafa, wal Haram al-Mustafa. Where is the one who stood in Karbala? Where is the one who called out? Where is the one we will shout out to his call? We will send a big shout listening to his call, inshallah. Brother, I have one poetry to recite in the honor of the Imam.
Inshallah, we'll give you the opportunity. Just give me.
No matter what trials I face, the memories won't be erased. Oh Father, the final embrace, I will not forget that day of the moment that we parted ways. Oh Father, the final embrace and the desert where you would die. We cried in each other's arms, forever we would be apart.
MashaAllah, ahsan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you for the lines of poetry that you have written and recited for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Inshallah, we'll take the next caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah, brother. Thank you for accepting my call tonight.
Our honor, my dear brother. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Mustafa from Pakistan.
Brother Mustafa from Pakistan. Night of Baneen, brother Mustafa. Brother Mustafa, when Baneen gave birth to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam, what do you think her reaction was when Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, holding Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, telling Baneen that these 2 little hands will be cut and this eye will be pierced for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam? What do you think her reaction was?
I cannot imagine the feeling of a mother at the time of the birth of her moon, her eye, her heart, her everything. But I do know this, that they would have been extremely proud that the child that was just born would have been sacrificed for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. Indeed, it is the greatest honor.
But it's not easy to have a son killed, let alone 4 sons.
Indeed.
And when you imagine the situation when Baneen finds out of her 4 sons killed. Hold on, let me ask you this. Brother Mustafa, I want you to imagine that you are walking in Baqi', in Jannatul Baqi'. And I want you to imagine that you see a woman laying by 4 empty graves, with a 5th one on top of the 4, and you walk up to this woman. And when you walk up to her, you say to her, "Oh lady, why do you have 5 graves that are empty in front of you?" Brother Mustafa, she tells you, "I can't visit them there, so I create one for them here." Give me your first reaction.
The most heart-wrenching, most mind-boggling thoughts, the most heart-wrenching of emotions would run through me. Nothing can compare to the sorrow a mother would feel for her child, for her children. Nothing comes close to that. Nothing can come close to that.
Brother, I'm going to give you the atmosphere of Karbala on your screen right now. And I want you to speak your heart out to your Mawlas.
Jazakallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Rasulullah. Assalamu alayka ya Khirat Allah wa Ibn Khirati. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen wa Ibn Sayyid al-Wasim. Assalamu alayka ya Ibn Fatima al-Zahra Sayyidat al-Nisa'i al-Alameen. Assalamu alayka ya Thar Allah wa Ibn Thari wal-Witr al-Madi. Assalamu ala al-Hussein wa ala Ali ibn al-Hussein wa ala awlad al-Hussein wa ala ashab al-Hussein. اللهم ارزقني شفاعة الحسين يوم الورود وثبتني قدم صدق مقام الحسين وأصحاب الحسين الذين بذلوا مهجهم دون الحسين عليهم السلام. لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا حسين اللهم صل على محمد. Jazakallah, brother. Thank you for allowing me to perform my ziyarah. Jazakallah. Thank you. And may Imam Hussein al-Islam grant us the honor of the ziyarah soon, inshallah. Ilahi Ameen. Within this year.
Ilahi Ameen. And inshallah, all the lovers of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam can make it here in the holy land of Karbala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and bless your ziyarah recitation. My dear brother Abu Talib.
On these amazing nights of al-Baneen, as many poems we want to read or speak of, we can't describe her sacrifice. Her sacrifice is one of the greatest and the biggest that we see in Karbala.
Yeah.
In a land where mountains rise and rivers dance beneath clear skies, stands al-Baneen, a spirit strong, a tale of grace and courage, a lifelong song. Her heart adored with love and care, a mother's embrace so gentle and rare. She nurtures her people with steadfast pride. In her arms hope and dreams abide. From ancient past to present days, she waves a tapestry, vibrant, a land of beauty, rich and diverse. Her spirit resilient, no hardship adverse. Ya al-Baneen, we learn from you so much. I believe we have a phone call, Minhal, and I pass it over to you.
Ahsan. Thank you first of all for the poem. For the caller, we say Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, respected brother. Thank you for accepting my call.
Thank you for calling in. Sister, can I have your name and where you're calling from?
Of course. My name is Mehnaz, and I'm calling from India, a very small village of India.
Sister Mehnaz from India. Sister, what would you say, what's the population in your little village?
8,000 maybe. Not more than 10,000.
8,000, would you say Shia?
Pardon?
8,000 Shia of Hussein?
No, I am the only Shia. Like my family background isn't Shia, but it's been 3 years that I have become Shia.
MashaAllah.
I don't know any Shia in this village. I haven't met anybody over here. I don't know. It is kind of a miracle to me that, like, by some app, I saw a little video where this majlis was going on. I had Wilayat Ali and Fazail, and then I did not stop, and then I ended up becoming Shia, and then Taqleed, and then I realized I'm doing the wudu wrong way, and then all the things, then it's been 3 years, and alhamdulillah, I'm so proud to say that I'm Shia.
Sister Mehnaz.
Yes.
Do you feel alone in your village?
My parents are, alhamdulillah, my family are very supportive. Mother, Imam Hussein alayhi salam is with me. Why would I feel alone? No.
Allah. Sister, you have Mawla with you. And you've got Sayyidah Zainab to look to. You've got Kulthum to look to. Sister, Sayyidah Zainab, Bibi Zainab alayha salam, was looking for support. She was looking for a backbone. Sister, you know when Bibi Sakina alayha salam was lost in the caravan traveling towards Sham, and Bibi Zainab alayha salam, she saw a woman talk to Bibi Sakina alayha salam, and Bibi Zainab alayha salam approaches this woman, and she says to the woman, oh woman, thank you for helping Sakina. And the woman says to her, Habibti Zainab, my daughter Zainab, you didn't recognize your mother? You didn't recognize your mother Fatima? Have I changed this much? And Bibi Zainab looks towards her mother, and she says to her, Mother, you don't know what they did to us. She says to her, Mother, I need you right now. Sister, you've got Sayyidah Zainab. Sister, your loneliness with no Shia around you can only best be described that you are feeling a small fraction of the loneliness of Zainab alayhi salam during those nights where she would spend gazing at the stars, looking towards the stars, looking to the sky, saying, where is my mother, Fatima? She would say, where is my grandfather, Rasulullah? She would say, where is my father, Amir al-Mu'minin? And she saw a man approaching her, and she would say, oh man, please do not hurt us. Oh man, we have been through enough. Oh man, we cannot bear to take any more. And the man would reply, Zainab, Zainab, it's your father Ali. Zainab, it's me. You don't recognize me? Zainab, my daughter, you don't see me? But look, the calamities of Sayyida Zainab alayha salam. Every calamity she went through made it so difficult for her to recognize her father and her mother. Wallah. Sayyida Zainab sits in Sham. Sister, do you want to know why Zainab is in Sham right now? Not because she wants to be there, but she lays there to look after the shrine of Ruqayya alayha salam. Bibi Ruqayya salam Allah alayha. That's the only reason Bibi Zainab is in Sham. The only reason Bibi Zainab lays in Sham is because Bibi Ruqayya lays in Sham. One day you will be here in the land of Karbala. And the 8,000 people who surround you now will be replaced by over 22 million people who cry the same as you, who run to the shrines the same as you. Sister, one more thing. Sister, on the day of Ashura, Bibi Ruqayya alayha salam would tell Hamid ibn Muslim, she would tell him, oh man, are you with us or against us? And he would say, I am neither with you nor against you. She would then say to him, please take me to Najaf. Oh man, take me to Najaf. For Bibi Zainab salamullahi alayha, my aunt Zainab says, there is a man in Najaf who will protect us from anything. Sister, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your tears. And may He grant you the ziyarah of Karbala and Najaf. Sister, I'm going to put the atmosphere of Karbala in front of you. I'm going to take you into the shrines and I'm going to show you what it is to be Karbala'i. What's inside the shrines of Imam Hussein and Ghazi Abbas alayhim as-salam. And I want you to cry your heart out to them. Have your ziyarah, my dear sister. Bismillah. Sister Mehnaz, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your tears. You see the shrines of Hussein and Abbas, and they stand in their glory and in their majesty. They will call you one day, inshallah. One day you will be here, and one day you will smell the fragrance of Karbala. One day, Abbas and Hussein were the ones that invited you to Tashayyu'. They will invite you to their homes here in Karbala. One day, my dear sister, you will sit within the courtyard of Imam Hussein and Ghazi Abbas alayhim salam. And you will sit and you will recite the ziyarah, inshallah. And then you will go inside and you will touch the shrine. And sister, tomorrow we will commemorate someone who inshallah you will also visit. Habib ibn Mudahir al-Asadi. Allah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your tears. Thank you so much for calling. Jazakumullah khayr jaza. Thank you. Wow. Wow.
What a phone call.
Passion. It's passion. That's all it is. Passion for Ahlul-Bayt alayhi salam. She mentioned that it's only been 3 years since she came towards the path of the Ahlul-Bayt alayhi salam. But we were speaking about this other day. When someone's been breastfed with pure milk, the path of Hussein will eventually find you.
And when it finds you, it never leaves your side.
Allah, it never leaves your side.
Never leaves your side. You know, the sister, she cried.
Yeah.
And I didn't cry because she cried. I cried because I remembered. On the day of Ashura, when Sayyidah Zainab witnessed her brother's deaths, they were taken captives. And every time Sayyidah wanted to cry, or whinge, or weep, the enemy Yazid ordered for her to be burnt. So she was restricted on crying of her brother, and at the same time her Imam. Allah has been generous enough for us, for allowing us to weep for our Imam.
Yeah. We don't understand how easy we have it, my dear brothers and sisters, to be able to come to the holy land of Karbala, to sit in the shrine and mourn, to sit Bayn al-Haramain and watch the Ya Hussein flag fly high. But I want my dear brother, the director, to just keep it on this clip right here. To everyone watching this, please tell me what name it says on top of Ya Hussein. On that beautiful dome, right at the top. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will leave that at that. We have another caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
Brother, my name is Sadiq. I'm calling from India.
Brother Zaki from India. Brother Zaki.
No, it is T. No, it is T-A-Q-I. T. T for tiger.
T-H-Y. T.
Brother, you are misspelling it. T-A-Q-R.
T-H.
T-A for apple.
T-A-O-Y. Brother, send your name on the WhatsApp, inshallah, and we'll put it on the flag.
Okay, brother, can I send more than one name?
Say that again?
Can I send more than one name?
Yes, brother.
Yes.
What's the second name?
What's the second name?
Arya.
Ali Akbar?
R-A-M.
If I can ask our sound guy to just increase the volume of the caller just a bit so that I can hear. Thank you. Sorry, brother, repeat the name one more time. The phone call got disconnected. We'll take the next caller on the line. We say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. And we'll do it for a fourth time. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm from France, and I called to. Can you write my name in flag?
What's your name, my sister?
My name is Arya.
Arya. Sister.
Yes, can you?
I can hear you. Your voice is in Karbala right now. What does that mean to you?
Sorry, I cannot hear you very well.
Sister, your voice is in the holy land of Karbala right now. What does that mean to you?
Just a minute, please.
Sister, have you been to the holy land of Karbala before?
I have not, brother. I haven't been to Karbala even once.
When would you like to come?
Inshallah, next year.
Next year?
Next year, inshallah. Please pray.
Sister, look at the shrine of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. You want to leave it till next year?
Give me a second right now. I am right now looking right now, yes.
You want to leave this shrine till next year?
Inshallah, inshallah. That's my only wish, inshallah, if God is willing. Right now, I have my aunt, my cousin, my two cousins, and my son right now looking at the holy Karbala with me.
Allah. Allah.
Everyone is sending salam to Imam Hussein right now.
Sister, imagine you are standing with al-Baneen right now. Imagine she's by your side. And imagine you are watching the battle of Karbala unfold. And in front of you, you see Abbas falling near the Furat.
Yeah, Papa.
And then you see Akbar falling. And then you see a young 6-month-old with a 3-headed arrow inject his neck. And when you're standing with al-Baneen, You hear al-Baneen shouting, Wa Husayna. Sister, what would your shout be? What would your shout be to Imam Hussein alayhi salam? What would your reaction be? Would you run to him? Would you throw yourself in front of the swords? Sister Arya, your voice is loud and clear in the holy land of Karbala. Speak to your Mawla, speak to him. He hears you. Go ahead, speak to him.
عليك سلام الله يا من المؤمنين وبقي الليل والنهار السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين.
Sister, send your salams to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. He also deserves it, wallah. Allah. When we say to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, we say أشهد أنك ترى مقامي وتسمع كلامي وترد سلامي. We say, Ya Aba Abdullah, we bear witness that you see my state and you hear my words and you respond to my salam. So my dear sister, imagine Aba Abdullah al-Hussein in all his glory and all his majesty. Sister Arya, you are saying Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Imagine Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam is standing in front of you and he's saying to you Wa alaykum as-salam, Sister Arya.
Oh my God. Assalamu alaykum.
Allah. Sister Bain al-Haramain right now is in front of you. Do you not wish to just sit there? Look left and look right. On one side Hussein and on one side Abbas.
Right now, brother, we're walking on the street. We're heading home. We just finished from Masjid, the Azadari of Imam Hussein. And I'm right now walking right now towards home and looking at Bain al-Haramain right now.
Allah. Bain al-Haramain. There's something about it that when you look, someone said that Jannah cannot be perceived. Heaven couldn't be perceived. Karbala is a small portion of heaven.
Oh my God.
So inshallah, when you make it to Karbala, my dear sister,
Inshallah, inshallah.
Aba Abdullah al-Hussein has invited you into his Jannah. Imagine the feeling of being invited into Hussein's Jannah. Sister, on the day of judgment, inshallah, Imam Hussein عليه السلام وفاطمة الزهراء عليها السلام. Inshallah she comes up to you and she says to you, Arya, those tears that you shed for my son, Arya, the matam that you did, Arya, Arya, come with me to Jannah. And she, imagine Fatima al-Zahra holding your hand. And she just walks you into Jannah. Would it be a time that you would cry? Or would it be a time that you would be happy? Would you be happy that you are with the al-Bayt? Or is it that you would look at each one of them and you would remember their musibah? Salam Allah alayka ya Aba Abdullah.
Brother, can I ask you a request, please?
Yes,
Can you
sure.
please show me the haram of Abu al-Fazl Abbas one more time, please?
Allahu Akbar. Please, brother, show us the haram of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. Sister, the haram of Abu al-Fadl is right now in front of you. Look at the minarets. Look at the dome. Sister, you see the red Bain al-Haramain?
Yes, I see it, yes.
Sister, that Bain al-Haramain is the place where Zainab ran. She ran back and forth. She ran to Abbas and then she ran to Hussein. And then she ran to Abbas again. And then she ran to Hussein one more time.
Yeah, subhanallah.
There it is. This is inside the shrine right now, live for you, my dear sister. May you be blessed. May you be blessed to be in their vicinity someday.
Inshallah, inshallah by this time next year.
Inshallah, inshallah. Sister Arya, I want to thank you so much for your call. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you.
Thank you so much, brother, for your time, for your effort to do everything. May Imam Hussein may always be with you.
Pray for us, inshallah.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it so much. Assalamu alaikum ya Ali.
Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ya Ali. Brothers and sisters who are watching this right now, before I take the next call, please don't thank me. Please. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Don't thank me. I'm neither a scholar nor a dhakir. I'm merely bringing you Karbala, that's it. If not me, someone else would come on the show. Thank Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, who gave us this opportunity to show everyone around the world Karbala. Inshallah, we take the next caller on the line and say Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Sister Hannah and Sister Mahdiya, Welcome once again
brother.
to the show.
Jazakallah khair. We were worried we weren't going to get through today.
Of course you'll get through. Umm al-Baneen. Umm al-Baneen. Umm al-Baneen.
Umm al-Baneen. Subhanallah. Someone who we never omit from our ziyarah.
The hidden soldier of Karbala.
Really, truly is.
Can I speak to Mahdiya?
Sure. She's right here, Mahdiya.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah. Sister Mahdiya, what do you know about Al-Baneen alayhi salam?
She said she's the mother of Hazrat Abbas, and she said I would give her my 4 sons just for Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Allah. My 4 sons. 4 lions.
What did I tell you about what she did in Medina? Okay.
She performed. Noha told everyone the story of what happened to Imam Hussein.
Karbala, that's right. She made people cry, didn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for her, Marwan ibn al-Hakam wouldn't have known the truth of Karbala from those who experienced it.
Sister
To the poor.
Sister Hannah,
Yes?
can you imagine Medina right now? And imagine you and Mahdiya are in the house of Zainab alayhi salam mourning.
Allah.
And imagine you hear a knock on the door. And then you see al-Baneen walk in to the house. And al-Baneen screams, Wa Husayna. And you hear Zainab shouting, Wa Abbasa.
Salam to al-Baneen for the strength that she carried. She only, brother, and how she only gave birth to those sons for the sake of Imam Hussein, to support him in Karbala. That was her entire mission, right from birth until they had grown up. She taught them only one thing: you listen to your masters, you never look them in the eye. They are your masters, not your brothers. What a woman! What a woman! And Hazrat Abbas upheld his mother's teachings right until the moment he died.
Yeah.
And his last dying wish was, may I please call you my brother today?
Could you imagine the fall of Abbas? Could you imagine Abbas falling?
No, Qamar Bani Hashim, the lion, who in the battle of Siffin frightened the lives of those Khariji
Yeah, he did.
People thought he was Imam Ali because he fought exactly like Imam Ali.
Yeah.
He was taught by Imam Hassan and he fought like Imam Ali. And he called himself Qamar Bani Hashim, Abbas, son of Ali.
Yeah.
That was his introduction when he entered the battlefield. When Imam Ali asked him to remove his veil, he was taught loyalty from birth. Even before birth, his mother had nourished him with the loyalty for the al-Bayt.
Yep. Sister Hannah, I want to give you and Mahdiya, like every night, the opportunity to perform your ziyarah. So Bismillah, go ahead.
Jazakallah.
Virgin. Assalamu alaikum ya Rasulallah. Assalamu alaikum ya Amir al-Mu'minin wa Sayyid al-Wasi. Assalamu alaikum ya Fatima al-Zahra Sayyid al-Nisa al-Alamin. Assalamu alaikum Khadija al-Kubra. Assalamu alaikum ya Hassan Mujtaba. Assalamu alaikum ya Abdullah al-Hussein wal-Alawah allati hallat bi-finaik. عليكم مني جميع سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت بقي الليل والنهار وجهت الله السلام عليكم ولا أولاد الحسين ولا أصحاب الحسين ولا أخيك الحسين ولا أختك الحسين ولا أم البنين ولا تسة المعصومين سيدك الحسين علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح مدين الله ورسوله والأمير المؤمنين حسن الحسين. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل عباس بن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا قمر بني هاشم. السلام عليك يا سكاي سكينة. السلام عليك يا باب الهوائج. السلام عليكم يا سكالة عائشة يا محافظ الحرم يا كاشف الكربين بشر حسين الإسلام اكشف كرب بحق يا أخيك الحسين الإسلام. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم يا صاحب الأسر والزمان. السلام عليكم يا مام العز وجل أجل فرجك وسهلا ومخرجك وسهولك. السلام عليكم أهل البيت النبوة مأتم الرسالة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل
على محمد وآل محمد. Thank you so much, Sister Henna, for your call. We really appreciate it. You and Sister Mehdi. She mentioned an interesting point, brothers and sisters. She mentioned the Battle of Siffin. She mentioned Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam during the Battle of Siffin, Qamar Bani Hashim. And when the enemies were told this is Qamar Bani Hashim, the enemy said there is already two Qamar Bani Hashim, Hassan and Hussein. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas replies with the most beautiful reply. He said, those are the sons of Muhammad. I am the son of Ali. It's the duty of the son of Ali to protect the sons of Muhammad. Abbas. It's his duty. His sole creation. Him and his three brothers is to protect Hussein. Of men. And you don't get that on your own. You got that from being nurtured by your mother al-Baneen. Your mother had the same name as his mother, but your mother, so that Amir al-Mu'mineen didn't call out the name Fatima, because your mother knew. She knew that Hassan, Hussein, Zainab, Kulthum would have their wounds opened up again if the name Fatima was heard. So your mother decided to call herself al-Baneen. So many won't understand what al-Baneen is, what it means. The translation is literally the mother of her sons. She didn't give herself a name. She didn't give herself a name. She didn't allow for her to have a name. She called herself the mother of her sons. What sort of sons would you expect to have from a mother like this? A son that says, يا نفس من بعد الحسين هوني فبعده لا كنت أن تكوني. هذا حسين، هذا حسين وارد المنون وتشربين مارد المعين. والله ما هذا فعال ديني ولا فعال صادق اليقين. And as he heads back, and his left was cut, he would say, يا نفس لا تخشي من الكفار وأبشري برحمة الجبار. أقطعوا ببغيهم يساري فاصلهم يا رب حر النهر. When Abbas fell, Abdullah al-Hussein rushes towards him and he says to him the most beautiful lines. He says to him, أخي يا نور عيني يا شقيقي. My brother. أخي means my brother. Shaqiqi also means my brother. In Arabic, there's two different meanings. Akhi translates to my brother from my father only. Ya Noor Aini, O light of my eye. But on that day he said, Ya Shaqiqi, Ya Shaqiqi, translates to my brother from my mother as well. Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam showed you, Ya Abbas, that you are the son of Zahra as well. And how proud, oh Aba Abdullah, how proud your mother would have been with his mother. Brothers and sisters, inshallah, we take the next caller on the line and we say Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
MashaAllah, can I have your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Tuba. I'm calling from France.
Tuba?
Yeah.
Is that T-U-G-B-A or T-U-B-A?
It's T-O-O-B-A.
T-O-O-B-A. Sister Tuba, did you just return from a majlis? Have you been to a majlis or are you going to go?
I'm gonna go inshallah next year.
No. A majlis in France. Have you been to a majlis yet?
Yeah, we just got out from the masjid.
What was the masa'ib, Sister Tuba? I want you to tell me the musibah that you heard today.
So basically, we are Afghan, so we have this thing, and he used to speak in Afghan language. So he was telling about the all thing happened in Karbala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he mention anyone specifically?
Yeah, Abu Abdullah.
لا يومك يومك يا أبا. Sister, I know you've cried tonight, and I know your tears have flown in the majlis, but I know you've got a few tears left because your voice is in the holy land of Karbala. There they are. Sister, Sayyida Zainab alayha salam on the day of Ashura. Imagine you were there and she has put you in charge of looking after the children for her. So on one side you've got Bibi Sakina alayha salam. On the other side you've got Bibi Ruqayya alayha salam. On the other side you've got Sayyida Hamida alayha salam, the daughter of Muslim ibn Aqil. And you've got Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, who many forget that he was on the day of Ashura. He was there. He was present on the day of Ashura. Sister, and I want you to imagine that Bibi Ruqayya alayhi salam says to you, Auntie Tuba, where is my father? Auntie Tuba, where is my uncle Abbas? Auntie, my brother Ali al-Akbar used to always come and hug me every day. Do you know where my brother Ali al-Akbar is? She says to you, Auntie Tuba, I want to hold Asghar in my hands. How would you reply to Sayyida Ruqayya alayha salam? Would you tell her that all her brothers and her father and her uncle has been killed? What would you say to her? How would you respond? Yeah. Because we would all respond the same. We would all cry. Every single one of us would cry. None of us would know how to answer Bibi Ruqayya alayhi salam. Yeah. Sister, I'm going to have them put the shrine and the mawakib of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in front of you. Go ahead, perform your ziyarah. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Ya Allah. Allah. Assalamualaikum ya
Ahsant, ahsant. Sister Tuba, I don't blame you for crying. I shall never blame anyone for crying over Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. But that would have been every single person's response. If Bibi Ruqayya alayhi salam came and asked us, she came and asked us, where is my brother Akbar? Where's my father? Where's my uncle? That would have been the response. Thank you for calling. Jazakumullah khair al-jaza. Abu Talib, if you were on the caravan, not on the caravan of the Sabai, you were on the caravan, on your own caravan, you're on your own business travels, and you stop. Abu Talib, you see a young girl, and then you see a man in his mid-20s. The young girl is chained to this man. But this man has to continuously bend over and walk, because if he stands up straight, he strangles this young girl. Abu Talib, in front of you, you see Ruqayya and Zayn al-Abidin. And as Ruqayya is walking, can you imagine a 3-year-old girl? She's walking and she says to you, Ammu. She says, Ammu, where's my father? Ammu, have you seen my father? My aunt Zainab said he's going on a journey, but he'll be back.
How many questions did Ruqayya have? How many were answered? Let me tell you one question that was answered.
Hey, tell me.
It was there in the darkness when she cried and cried and cried, and her cries reached to the courtyard of Yazid. And he says, what is this voice? Whose cries are these? They say to him, they are the cries of one of the orphans of Hussein. He questions, what does she want and what does she require? They say, it is the daughter of Hussein, and she only asks for her father. He orders them for them to provide her with her father. They come over to this child that is crunched up. She's walked a distance to Sham, and a golden basket is placed in front of them. She says, what have you bought for me? أنا لا أريد الطعام، أريد أبي الحسين. I want my father Hussein. After multiple of times, her question was answered. And when she opens the casket, there she sees once that beautiful face that brought her happiness and joy, cut off his body, bruised and bleeded. Wa Husayna, Wa Husayna.
Zainab alayhi salam, Sayyida Zainab returned to Medina. Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam returned to Medina. Sukaina returned to Medina. Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam returned to Medina. Layla returned to Medina. Rabab returned to Medina. Kulthum returned to Medina. Ruqayya stayed in Sham. Habibat al-Hussein.
We narrate what happened to Ruqayya. Aba Abdullah, I want to narrate to you. Then when your daughter, your beloved daughter, passed away, when they wanted to wash her body, the one that was going to wash her body did not wash her body. She said, who does this child belong to? I will not place my hands on her body as she has died from a disease. This is when Imam Zain al-Abidin intervenes and says, this is not a disease. They question, so why is her body bruised and colored in black? Do you know why? This is from the beating of the siyat on this 3-year-old. Rahim Allah man nada wa Husayna wa Sayyida la yawm ka yawmuka ya Aba Abdullah. I add another verse to the poem. When they wanted to unclothe this child, they couldn't, because from the beating the clothes had stuck to the body. It was mixed with the blood and flesh. How much did Sukaina say, Wa Husayna? shout, Wa Husayna, Aba Abdullah. We shout in your name, and we praise your name, and we are honored to be called servants in your name.
Had no water left in his body. He had no tears. He didn't have a single drop of water in his body left. مات عطشان. Thirsty. The most painful thing about Ashura is Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam as a father not being able to provide the water for his daughters, for his women and his sisters. That probably was the most painful thing for Hussein.
Do you know what I think was more painful, Minhal? It was when Hussein was on the floor of Karbala.
Yeah.
And there at Tell Zainabi stood Zainab Salam Allahi alayha. And you know, she was very well attached to Imam al-Hussein. As narrations was that when she got married, she had one request, that whenever she wanted to visit Imam al-Hussein, she could leave and will not be questioned. The fact that she is going to see her brother and her Imam. But do you know her requirement? And this rule was broken on the day of Ashura. It's because when Imam al-Hussein was laying flat on the ground, she stood there and the enemies had created a barrier where she couldn't see Imam al-Hussein. Inform the Prophet for what had happened in this land. My brothers lay dead on this ground.
Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Brothers and sisters, sometimes on this show, we forget that we're on camera. Sometimes it just becomes a personal connection between you and Hussein. Sometimes you just want to complain to him. Sometimes you just want to have a one-on-one with him. And we hope that even one tear came down on any of your faces. Inshallah, we will continue to take your calls right now, my dear brothers and sisters. So inshallah, if we can have the next caller on the line and we say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Preston, near Manchester.
MashaAllah.
And can I only have one name written?
You can have as many as you like, inshallah.
Thank you, Jazakallah. Can I have the name Sheherbano?
Shahrabano.
Sheherbano, Sheher Bano.
Shahrbano, yep.
And Samreen Raza.
Samreen Raza.
And can I also have Abiha Fatima?
Abiha Fatima.
Yes, and can I also have Adil Abbas?
Adil Abbas.
Can I have Haider Rizvi?
Haider Rizvi.
And Sakina Fatima. And could I also have Ali Abbas?
Sakina Fatima. Ali
and Ali Abbas.
Abbas.
Yes.
Sister, have you gone to a majlis today?
Yes, I have.
What did it feel like when you listened to the Masa'ib?
It feels really touching.
Yeah.
It feels really touching, and you know, I often think about my cousin. He's autistic, and you know, Ali Abbas. He's really, you know, I'd like to pray for him as well on this line.
Inshallah, inshallah. How about we do this? How about you perform the ziyarah in the name of Ali Abbas, your cousin?
Inshallah, he gets better.
Bismillah, go ahead.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said, perform the ziyarah in the name of your cousin Ali Abbas, and to Bismillah, go ahead.
I can't understand what you're saying.
Can you hear me now? Sister, inshallah, you're still with me, yeah? Sister, are you still with me? The phone call got disconnected, my dear brothers and sisters. The internet in Iraq. Something happens. Inshallah, we get better internet soon. But sister, nevertheless, we will recite a ziyarah on behalf of you, every name you have mentioned, all the viewers of Imam Hussein TV, the Shia of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, but most importantly, in the name of Ali Abbas, for his shifa, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulillah. Assalamu alayka wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifina'ik. Alaykum minni jami'an salam Allahi abadan ma baqitu wa baqiya al-layl wa al-nahar. ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته. Abu Talib, would you like to do the ziyarah of Mawla Abbas alayhi salam?
السلام عليك يا ابن أم البنين. السلام عليك يا ساقي عطاشا كربلاء. السلام عليك يا قطيع الكفين. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله ولأمير المؤمنين وللحسن والحسين. رزقنا الله في الدنيا زيارتكم وفي الآخرة شفاعتكم.
أحسن. Brothers and sisters, the phone lines are still open. Inshallah, we take the next caller on the line and say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
MashaAllah. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Ali and I'm calling from Sheffield, England.
Brother Ali from Sheffield, England.
May I add more names, please?
How many more?
My whole family.
How many members? Only because we've got 20 minutes left and I want to make sure I can get as many calls as possible. If you want, you can send the names in and we'll put them on the flag, inshallah. Does that sound good?
Okay. Where do I send them on?
On the same number you're calling.
Okay, thank you.
Jazakallah. If you want, go ahead and perform a ziyarah to Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Yes, please.
Bismillah.
Bismillah. May I have some help, please?
Would you like help with the ziyarah?
Yes, please.
Okay. Repeat after me, my dear brother.
Okay.
Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah.
Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah.
Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulillah.
Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulillah.
Assalamu alayka.
السلام عليك
وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته ما شاء الله. Jazakallah khair. Thank you for calling, my dear brother, and inshallah
دعاء عند إمام الحسين تحت قبة إمام الحسين دعاء
inshallah
إن شاء الله دعاء زيارة نيابة إن شاء الله بفضل العباس
inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. The uncle was requesting dua under the dome of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, and inshallah we will fulfill that and pray for all of you, everyone under the dome of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Can we have the next caller on the line, please? Next caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum. Seems that the phone has been disconnected. Brother Abu Talib.
We speak about al-Baneen salamullahi alayha.
Salamullahi alayha.
And when she receives the martyrdom of her son Abu al-Fadl alayhi salam, she recites this lament which she had composed for Abbas.
Allah.
She says, O he who saw Abbas taking a multitude of enemy and the sons of Ali were backing him up like brave lions. I was told that my son was hit in the head while his hands were cut. My son had lowered his head. He was hit on the head. If his sword was in his hand, no one would have dared to approach him. What a great man, Abul Fadl.
The striking thing for me is Abul Fadl had so much confidence in his Imam that when Imam said, go and bring some water, go bring us some water, Abbas, do not take your sword, so that they know you are not there for battle but just to bring some water. Abbas says sam'an wa ta'a. I hear and I fulfill my Mawla. Imagine in a battlefield, your commander has told you, go to the enemy's area without your sword. Honest. What would your reaction be? What would you say? Is my commander deluded? Some said that about his grandfather. Is my commander serious? I can't defend myself. For Abbas, he was relaxed. He goes because his mother taught him, whatever Hussein tells you, you do without questioning, without hesitation, without debate. This is what it means to be a brother. This is what it means to be loyal to your Imam. Will we be the same with Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman? Inshallah. We'll take the next caller on the line. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
MashaAllah. Can I have your name and where you're calling from?
I'm from Pakistan. My name is Sayyid Muhammad Ali Zadi.
Sayyid
Muhammad Ali Zadi.
Ahmed Ali Zaidi, yes?
Muhammad Ali Zadi.
Muhammad Ali Zaidi. MashaAllah.
Yes. I'm from Pakistan.
Brother Muhammad, you sound like you've been crying a lot today.
Still watching law.
Sorry?
And that is being telecasted from Karbala Allah live on YouTube, and I was continuously watching and listening to calls from all over the world, and I'm recalling the days I spent it when I was in the walk.
Yeah.
And Allah 14 Allah.
Did you see the amount? Did you see the amount of water that was giving on the way?
That moment.
Did you see the amount of water that was given by the servants of the Zuwar?
Exactly. I was absolutely out of my words, out of my thoughts, and I can't explain it in the words.
Brother, was your thirst quenched during Arba'een?
Yeah. speechless, and I'm missing, and I'm not able to explain what I'm feeling right now. I'm missing a lot, and I want to say salam to Imam Hussein. I want to recite a ziyarah to Abul Fadl and to Imam Hussein.
Brother, when you recite the ziyarah right now, I want you to remember that Imam Hussein alayhi salam, unlike you, his thirst was not quenched.
Exactly.
I want you to look at the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. In front of the shrine, inside the shrine, and just before you enter the Dharih, there is a sign, and it reads that the blood of Imam al-Hussein has not dried up yet. It still awaits the Savior who will come and avenge the blood. Brother,
yes.
Remember the dry throat and the dry tongue and the dry lips of Abu Abdullah.
Exactly.
Bismillah, have your ziyarah.
أمير المؤمنين السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله السلام عليك أول الشهداء السلام على الحسين وعلى علي ابن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين السلام على جميع الشهداء كربلاء وأسيرانك وأشام السلام عليك أهل النبوة ومعادن الرسالة السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام على الشيخ القديم السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الذي فيناك عليكم مني سلام الله.
Brother, do you miss the fragrance of Karbala?
I am missing Karbala.
Do you miss the air of Karbala? Do you miss the smell of Karbala? How much do you miss it, my dear brother?
I can feel.
How much do you miss being in Bayn al-Haramain?
I can't explain in my words.
Yeah.
I am short of my words to express my feeling what I am going through it right now, because I am watching it, the Holy Shrine of Al-Fadl, the Holy Shrine of Hussein alayhi salam right now on your channel. And I am missing it those days when I used to be there in Karbala.
This is a live feed, by the way. So what you're seeing is what's happening by the very second.
I want to say salam, especially in Niyaba of my deceased father, who passed away 2 years back.
Allah.
And I miss my daughter.
Brother, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? You remembered your father, and I can tell you were very close to your father. What was your father's name? What's your father's name, my dear brother?
Hassan Zaidi.
Repeat one more time. Hassan Zaidi?
Zaidi.
What was the first name? One more time, my dear brother.
Sayyid Ali Hassan.
Sayyid Ali Hassan Zaidi.
Yes.
Brother, were you close to your father?
Following his memories as well before his death, before 3 months, he visited to Karbala. And after the ziyarah of Karbala after just 3 months of his visit to Karbala. 3 to 4 months, he died.
How old was he when he passed away?
He was 685 around.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
And he used to miss Karbala a lot before his death.
Brother, your tears are a product of your father. Your love for Hussein is a product of your father. Your love for Abbas is a product of your father. Allah, may my mother and father be sacrificed for you, Ya Aba Abdullah. That's what we all say, don't we? بأبي أنت وأمي يا أبا عبد الله. Go ahead, brother. Let it all out. Let it out into Karbala, into the air of Karbala. Let your emotions go.
نور عيني يا حسين. السلام عليك يا سبت رسول الله.
Yeah.
السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي ومولاتي.
Yeah. It feels better, doesn't it, to lay it out than to keep it in.
يا أبا عبد الله, call me again. Missing you a lot. Call me again to Karbala. It's been a long distance, I can't bear it anymore. It's been almost 6 years that I last visited to Karbala, and I really want again.
6 years.
I really don't like to live in this suffocated, in this artificial world. I need my soul.
Yeah. When you
I
visit
need
Karbala,
your haram.
when you visit
For
Karbala,
the
you
eternity.
come down to earth. You stop. The whole life stops. You just think, my life is Hussein. My world is Hussein. My feelings is Hussein. Jazakallah khair. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your tears. May He bless your father's soul. May He bless him for raising such a son whose tears for Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam flow. Jazakallah khair al-jaza. Can we have the next caller on the line, please? We say Assalamu alaikum. Disconnect. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Please can I have some names?
Ya Allah, of course you can have some names, but firstly, can I have your name?
Sakina.
Sakina?
Yes, Sakeena.
Sakeena, inshallah. Sister Sakina, we've only got about 3 minutes left till the end of the program. So I'm going to ask you to send me the names on WhatsApp and we will put them on the flag of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Does that sound fair?
Yes, thank you.
Jazakumullah khair. Would you like to perform a ziyarah?
No, please, no, thank you.
No?
No.
Okay. Jazakumullah khair. We're going to do one on your behalf, inshallah, anyway. Abu Talib, please lead the way.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوصيين. السلام عليك يا ابن أولهم إيمانا. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته.
That, my dear sister Sakina, was on your behalf and on behalf of your family and your marhumeen, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, we have come towards the end of this live show. It has been emotional. It has been hard. We have heard your cries. We have heard your screams. We have heard you guys choke up in just looking at Karbala. This is what it means to be Hussein. This is when you can say, I am Hussein. From the holy land of Karbala, the purest of grounds, the most beautiful of shrines, and the peace of heaven on earth. We bring it to you live here on Imam Hussein TV 3 every night for the 10 nights of Muharram. Unfortunately, I have run out of time today, and I'm going to have to conclude. So, from myself, my brother Abu Talib, our dear brothers in the back room, Brother Sajjad, Brother Yasser, Brother Muhammad Fahad, and our dear Sayyid behind the camera, Sayyid Habib, and our dear brother Ahmed, we bid you all Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Faith weakens when the hopeless have lost all hope. Her beauty is what makes them come. She stood bravely like a lion. She hit stronger than an iron. Lady Zainab, you're defiant, and the earth shakes when you're crying. And all the men in this dunya wouldn't be half the man she was. I'm out of words just to praise you. Oh my lady, can you sing?
يا حسين يا حسين السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين.
In one night, Allahu Akbar, in one night, your wife went from death.
Viewers at home, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم باستشهاد Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and our condolences not only go to you and the dear viewers, but also to Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallahu ta'ala farajahu al-Sharif, who is the Sahib, who is the owner of these masa'ib, who we not only call upon to reveal where he is, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten his reappearance. However, we know that Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman is mourning his grandfather Abi Abdullah al-Hussein, so we send our condolences to you and the whole Muslim Ummah on the istishhad, the martyrdom of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein, this massive event that happens once a year, and the whole world, all of the hearts of the Shia, and it should be all of the hearts of the Muslims. However, all of the hearts of the Shia are definitely in tune, in line with Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, Abi Abdullah al-Hussein, and we're all calling out one same call, and that is Labbayka Ya Hussein, and we pledge our allegiance once again to Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. Welcome, dear viewers, to Verses of Love. This is the majlis after the majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, because coming to you live from London, we are about 11:30 p.m. and so pretty much all of the majalis here in London are complete, and so if you are sitting in the comforts of your own homes watching this program, inshallah, if you're before the majalis starts, hopefully we can open up your hearts and your minds, soften, so that when you do attend the majalis of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, you're ready to shed tears, you're ready to learn about the principles and the life of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, and whoever you are commemorating this night, because within the Iraqis, for example, the Iraqi culture, we commemorate al-Banin alayhi salam. In other different cultures, they may commemorate Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi or Awn and Muhammad, the sons of Sayyidah Zainab. It depends, but in any case, hopefully this majlis, if you're watching it before the majalis start, we open up your minds and open up your hearts in order to receive the love and the connection to Abi Abdullah al-Hussein. Joining me on this show today, we are joined by Al-Hajj Ibrahim Ansari. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Alhamdulillah wa shukr. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. We had you 2 nights ago, upon which we did the masa'ib of arriving to Karbala, and we talked at length actually regarding the reasons why Imam al-Hussein left Mecca and arriving into, for example, Medina, the role of Hurr ibn Yazid al-Riyahi. It was a whole lesson in itself, so thank you for your time on that. And today, I guess we want to touch upon the mothers of Karbala, the mothers of Karbala, and specifically focusing on al-Banin alayhi salam. But just as a general and an introduction to today's topic, can you shed some light on the mothers of Karbala and perhaps what they may have felt during the journey and arriving into Karbala, and what may have happened to them?
Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم أجمعين من الأولين إلى قيام الدين. عظم الله لك الأجر. I think you started with one thing that I just want to make a quick comment on, which is, said it's an event that's once a year. For us it's once a year, but for صاحب الزمان he remembered لأندبنك صباحا ومساء ولأبكين عليك بدل الدموع دمع. I will cry for you day and night, and I will shed for you instead of tears blood for every single day throughout the year. This is what has happened, or this is what the tragedy of Karbala has done to Sahib al-Zaman. So truly, on days like these, you can imagine how heartbroken he must be. When we talk about the mothers of Karbala, it's quite interesting actually. You asked how were they feeling. On the way to Karbala, Imam al-Hussein made it very clear what was going to happen. I mean, from the moment he left Mecca, on the idea of does he know he will be killed in Karbala, does he actually think he'll reach Kufa? He says, وَكَأَنِّي بِأَوْصَالِي تُقَطِّعُهَا عُسْلَانُ الْفَلَوَاتِ بَيْنَ النَّوَاوِيسِ وَكَرْبَلَا. From before he left, and from Mecca when he left, he already said this. So he knew that such a thing was going to happen. And he knew that he would be killed. He would be killed on the way. And on the way, constantly he would remind the people that, by the way, if you want to join me, don't think you're coming to join a government that's going to rise or whatever. No, by the way, we are going to struggle, and some of you might be killed. If you have any affairs that you need to basically prepare beforehand, prepare your affairs, then come join the camp after that again. And on the way, as we know, for example, in the city of Zarud, and tomorrow you'll be commemorating Muslim ibn Aqil, inshallah, but in the city of Zarud, Imam al-Hussein would be there, and he would see 2 Kufans. He said, how did you leave Kufa? They said to him, by Allah, we did not leave Kufa except with the feet of Muslim and Hani tied as they were being dragged in the city of Kufa. Which means even after that, he carried on going towards Kufa, while he knew that Muslim ibn Aqil, whom he had put as his ambassador in Kufa, was killed, as well as one of his companions, Han ibn Urwa. And of course, the famous incident with Hamida when he sat her on his lap and he would wipe over her head. And she would ask him, Uncle Hussein, you're treating me like an orphan. He said to her, I am your father. She said, Uncle Hussein, you're the best of fathers and the best of uncles, but where is my father Muslim Aqil? And he would inform her. The idea is that the mothers that are with them, therefore know what is going to happen. Interestingly, the mother, the way a mother usually reacts, she reacts in a manner that is protective of her children.
Yeah.
And this is by nature, they are like that.
Yeah.
Look at Karbala, and the examples are many. The reactions of the mothers was the exact opposite. My son, get your sword, defend your Imam. My son, maybe the Imam thinks you are too young. She would rip the clothing and she would go to him now you look taller. Go to the Imam, ask for permission. Look, if we look at these specific incidents in history, wallah, it's amazing. You look at, for example, the mothers of the Ahlul Bayt. Look at, for example, Farwa and the way she treats Al-Qasim upon him leaving. She embraces him and she is proud of this, of the man that he has become, this 14-year-old. A letter, ahsan, from Imam Al-Hasan Al-Mushtaba, that defend your uncle when he is alone. And she is proud of that. And she sends him to the battlefield. You have the example of Layla. Yes, Layla we mentioned. طبعا there is this debate on, was Layla actually present, was she not? As generally speaking, we find that in a lot of books, she is present, and many of our khutaba have mentioned that she is present from years ago. It's not a new thing, yani. Anyway, the example of Layla, yes, she wept for her son. That's true. She wept for her son. And yes, she would fall unconscious due to her weeping for her son. Yet when Ali al-Akbar comes back and she embraces him, in what state does she embrace him? She embraces him with pride. She embraces him with love. She embraces him while knowing that he is going to go and make her proud in front of Fatima Zahra. And I say that in front of Fatima Zahra because the mother's connection was to Fatima Zahra.
Sahih.
Look at, this is Ahlul Bayt. Before we carry on, you mentioned some of the Pakistani communities today would commemorate Awn and Muhammad. Look at Sayyidah Zainab. Sayyidah Zainab comes to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. She says, my brother Hussein, how will I face Fatima Zahra, our mother, when she sees Ali al-Akbar in pieces while my two sons are safe? Imam al-Hussein replies to her, he says to her, maybe their father would not allow them to fight. Look at the way Imam al-Hussein is talking to Sayyidah Zainab. Maybe their father, she said, no, it is their father's wish that if you were to be alone, that for them to be sacrificed for your sake. These are the mothers of Karbala. This is the Ahlul Bayt. As you're going to tell me, the Ahlul Bayt, strong aqidah, they were raised upon sacrifice, they were raised upon imamah, they were raised upon tawheed, upon nubuwah. Look at the companions of Imam al-Hussein. The example of, for example, Amr ibn Janad al-Ansari. The maximum age for him on the day of Karbala was 11. The youngest I found was 9, the maximum is 11. He is the one that recited the famous lines when he entered Amiri Hussein wa ni'ma al-Amir surur fuad al-Bashir al-Nadhir Ali wa Fatima walidahu fal ta'lamuna min nadhir. Hussein is my prince and he is the best of princes. The happiness of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ali and Fatima are his parents. Do you know anyone that can be compared to him? How did he enter the battlefield? He comes to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He asks him, Sayyidi ya Aba Abdullah, do you give me permission to enter the battlefield? He looks at Ali al-Akbar. He says to him, his father died in the first batch that went out, the first batch of the companions that went out, Al-Hamla al-Ula, his father died in it, Janad al-Ansari. I am worried that his mother will be in shock losing her husband and her son. Return him to his mother. So when she sees him, she says, أَجَبُنْتَ مِنَ الْقِتَالِ. Look at the difference. أَجَبُنْتَ مِنَ الْقِتَالِ. Were you scared from fighting? He says to her, no mother, but Imam al-Hussein returned me. Maybe he thought I was too young. He said, no, come with me. She rips his clothing. She gives him the sword. She says, I'll take you. She takes him to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. She says to him, Sayyidi ya Aba Abdullah. Is it fair for Fatima to Zahra? Look, always the link where it is to Fatima. Is it fair for Fatima to Zahra to cry for and weep for her son while I don't cry and weep for my son? He said, in that case, go into the battlefield. He goes and he recites these famous lines of poetry. look at the role of his mother, even after that. He was killed. His head was cut off. And after they cut off his head, they lifted his head and they threw it to the camp of Imam al-Hussein. Do you know what his mother did?
11-year-old.
11-year-old. An 11-year-old's head was cut off and they threw it to the camp of Imam al-Hussein. What would you imagine a mother's reaction to this be?
Screaming.
She took that head of an 11-year-old son. She puts it in her lap. She starts to wipe the blood and she starts to wipe the sand from it. And she says, my son, may Allah enlighten your face in the manner that you enlightened my face in front of Fatima to Zahra.
The link, yeah.
Was this enough for her? No. She goes and she takes a pole from the tents and she runs into the battlefield saying, أنا امرأة عجوز ضعيفة أضربكم ضربة عنيفة دون بني فاطمة الشريفة. I am an old weak woman, but I will hit you with my strength, defending the sons of Fatima. Defending the sons of Fatima, to which Imam Hussein alayhi salam would send Ali al-Akbar. He says to him, return her. When she comes back, he says to her, كتب القتل والقتال على الرجال وعلى المحصنات جر الذيول. This is not your position right now. Go back into the tents. These are the mothers of Ashura. Then you find many examples. The example of Wahab and his wife from one side and his mother from the other. His wife who is a bride and his mother who loves her son so much. My son, go into the battlefield, defend the sons of Fatima. Always the link to Fatima to Zahra, for she is the mother of all mothers. And therefore you find that we say in Arabic, al-mawazin in Gulbat. All types of measures have just been turned over.
Yeah.
The mother turns from that individual that cares for her children so much that she wants their safety, while the mothers of Ashura cared for their children so much that they knew the safety was through defending Abu Abdullah.
SubhanAllah. It's amazing to see, and I think, yeah, you're right. The mother's natural instinct is to protect. That's what they're born with, that's their fitrah. But the fitrah when it comes to the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam is to always protect the message of the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And so it's a fantastic point to note that all those mothers and the stand that they had. So this is all during Karbala. What about before Karbala? And I guess could you tell me a bit more about the beginning or the life of al-Baneen and how she came about to be this person who was so committed and made a huge sacrifice for Imam Hussein alayhi salam.
Al-Baneen, salamullah alayha. Al-Baneen, the purpose was for her to be that mother that would sacrifice sons for Imam al-Hussein. That was the purpose. That was her purpose. In fact, the purpose of her marriage to Amir al-Mu'mineen was for this. Why? Because Amir al-Mu'mineen looks at his brother Aqil and he says to him, Ya Aqil, kharli mara'a waladatha al-fuhul min al-Arab. Choose for me a lady that is born from a well-known, brave family of the Arabs. لِتَلِدَ لِي غُلَامًا, so that she can give birth for a boy for me. يكون ناصرا لولدي الحسين يوم عاشوراء. Amir al-Mu'mineen is planning for this. So he says to him, أين أنت عن بني كلاب? Where are you from Bani Kilab, this brave tribe? So he says, what about them? He said they have a daughter by the name of Fatima. So they go. طبعا there is a story that is narrated that she had a dream that she informed her mother about, that she saw a moon and 3 stars, and she said to her that you will marry a pious man and you will have 4 sons from this man, and these 4 sons will basically will have a high status. And truly, Amir al-Mu'mineen comes, they ask for her hand. Instantly, their reaction is, this is Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, and they were of the Shia of Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayh. So instantly their reaction was, yes. However, look, there's a specific tarbiyah aspect to this that is very beautiful, that maybe is worth mentioning. Look at the father of al-Baneen. He's a Shia of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Imagine your Imam Ma'soom is coming, knocking on your door. Imam Ma'soom, so we're not saying a random individual. Imam Ma'soom knocks on your door, says, I want your daughter in marriage. What does the father do? He says, I will ask my daughter.
SubhanAllah.
This is a great lesson for us to take.
Yeah, not just
a
yes
great
straight
lesson.
away.
Not just yes, and yes, the father has the wilayah. That's true. But sometimes it's also important to get the daughter's opinion, see if they will actually match, etc. That's for a separate conversation anyway, but this is an important lesson for us to take. Imam Ma'soom is asking for your daughter's hand in marriage. He says, let me ask my daughter. Did Amir al-Mu'mineen reply to him, I am your Imam? No, not at all. He said, yes, of course. And if she is happy, then I will be more than happy to marry her. Look at this akhlaq, wallah. Where are we from the akhlaq of the Ahlul Bayt? Anyway, so he goes, he asks her, and of course, she is in happiness. So she goes with Amir al-Mu'mineen back to his house. طبعا a few incidents happen there, which shows the piety of this lady. The first of which is that she stands by the door of Amir al-Mu'mineen and she says to him, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I will enter your house based on a condition. What's that? She said, I don't want to enter the house as your wife. I want to enter your house as a khadim, as a servant. And I want to take the permission from Hassan and Hussein. So she enters, she looks at Imam al-Hassan and Hussein and she says, أَتَقْبَلُونِي خَادِمَ لَكُمْ? Do you accept me as a servant for you? These specific instances shows the piety of this lady and shows her true knowledge of the manzila of the Imam. Then she looks at Amir al-Mu'mineen, she says, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, please do not call me Fatima. So why? She says, لأني أرى الانكسار على وجه الحسن والحسين. I can see them being broken. The moment they hear this name Fatima, they're broken. طبعا one day I was thinking, I said, Imam al-Hassan and Hussein weren't young at this point. And Imam al-Hussein called all his daughters Fatima. Fatima al-Alila, Ruqayya was Fatima, Sukaina was Fatima. His sons were all Ali and all his daughters was Fatima. And then look at, subhanallah, أرى الانكسار على وجه الحسن والحسين. So from that day she became known as al-Baneen. Al-Baneen lived truly as a servant. Truly as a servant. And she raised her sons upon servitude.
Yeah.
Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas and his brothers, Abdullah, Uthman and Ja'far. All four of them. They were raised upon servitude. Al-Abbas, al-Baneen gives him a wasiyah before they leave. She says to him, Ya Abbas, when you are on the plains of Karbala, and if Hussein was to be all alone, make sure your brothers are to die before you, so you make sure they don't run away from battle. This is the heart of a mother who wants to defend the Imam.
Yeah.
And she gives the wasiyah to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas that throughout his life she was giving anyway. Don't do anything before your brother. Don't step in front of your brother. In fact, not your brother, your master. And this was, which is why you find Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas when he sits by that river, يا نفس من بعد الحسين هوني وبعده لا كنت أن
تكوني.
O self, do not humiliate yourself before Hussein, for after him you are nothing to be. We have no understanding of ourselves without the Imam. وبعده لا كنت أن تكوني هذا حسين وارد المنون وتشربين بارد المعين. He didn't say my mother مربتني, as we say on this. She didn't raise me on this, that if Hussein is thirsty, don't. No. ما هذا فعال ديني. This isn't the acts of my religion. Therefore, the tarbiyah of al-Baneen was a tarbiyah of understanding the maqam of the Imam. This individual you are dealing with is not your brother. This is your master, Imam Ma'soom Muftarad al-Ta'a. ولذلك he says, والله ما هذا فعال ديني ولا فعال صادق اليقين. I am in a position where I am truthful in the yaqeen, in the certainty that I have reached, and this isn't the acts of such an individual. So this is the role of al-Baneen in raising her children.
Fantastic. Wallah, genuinely, there's so much we can, so much more we can talk about when it comes to the life of al-Baneen. I don't really want to touch upon the masa'ib right now, but just in terms of maybe if you can touch upon the life of Abbas alayhi salam, and I know that you've already mentioned a few instances, but is there any other narrations, riwayat, any other stories, anything else that we know about Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam and his life, and how we can link that to al-Baneen?
Of course. So one of the things is a famous narration by Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayhi, where he says, لَقَدْ زُقَّ وَلَدِيَ الْعَبَّاسَ الْعِلْمَ زَقًّا. Zaq in the Arabic language is when a mother duck brings the food for her ducklings, and the way with the beak, how she feeds it to her ducklings, that is called zaq. Amir al-Mu'mineen is saying, لَقَدْ زُقَّ وَلَدِيَ الْعَبَّاسَ الْعِلْمَ زَقَّ. There is an exaggeration in this specific instance. That knowledge was fed into him in such a manner that he was filled with that food of knowledge. This is from what? From al-Baneen. This is from Amir al-Mu'mineen. It is that partnership in raising, because look, we have to mention one thing also to make something very clear. Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayh, he is the one who is always there defending Rasulullah. He is the one who is always there to attend the needs of the Muslimin. He is the one that is always there in need of the neighbors, and that doesn't mean that he left his family alone. Amir al-Mu'mineen used to give time to his family. He didn't leave the tarbiyah of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas and his brothers to al-Baneen alone. No, he was there with, which is why there is a famous narration that many have heard on the manabir of Amir al-Mu'mineen saying to Sayyida Zainab, قولي واحد. So she says واحد. We have that narration with Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, by the way. Amir al-Mu'mineen sits down with Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, and Sayyida Zainab is sitting next to him. And he says to him, Ya Abbas, قل واحد. He says واحد. He says قل اثنين, say two. He says, how can the tongue that said واحد say two? This we find with Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. So Amir al-Mu'mineen used to give that time to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. لَقَدْ زُقَّ وَلَدِيَ الْعَبَّاسَ الْعِلْمَ زَقَّ. This is from one aspect. From another aspect, you find Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, especially when you look at his ziyarah and you look at أشهد لك بالتسليم والتصديق والوفاء والنصيحة لخلف النبي المرسل. These are maqamat that Imam Sadiq is showing to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, that no doubt when you look at the life of al-Baneen, you will find that this was the example that she set for her children. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله ولأمير المؤمنين والحسن والحسين. What kind of ta'ah was this? What kind of obedience was this? What kind of obedience was this? When you look at the life of al-Baneen, you find that her life was full of ta'ah. So clearly when you look at the children of al-Baneen, look, one thing we need to understand. Yes, نخرج الخبيث من الطيب والطيب من الخبيث is very true. However, the choice of the mother, is very important. This is why you will find, and I don't want to mention specific examples, حتى مو بعدين someone comes and says, but there are examples of the sons of Imams. Yes, some of them might have came from the same mother. However, the sons of Imams, those who had a high status, look at the position of their mothers. Look at the position of their mothers. And those who married the Imams, and were either ended up deviant or ended up not on the same level as they should be. It was one of two cases. Either they did not have any children from the Imam, and look at history, you will find this. Or if they had children, you will find that their children were from the deviants. This is history.
Can you give us an example?
Sorry. بس هو okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll give you one example. Umar ibn Ali. Okay. Umar ibn Ali, Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayh. The caravan comes back from Medina. Today we remember the caravan coming back from Medina. In the majlis earlier, what were we reciting? The people of Medina were crying, wailing, people went out. The grandson of the Prophet has been killed. Do you know how he went out? He was wearing white clothing. And he would say, I am the only smart one, for I did not join my brother Hussein because I knew he was going to be killed.
Oh wow.
This is one example.
Who's his mother?
This is one example.
Oh, okay.
Another example.
I'm waiting to see who the mother is.
This is one example. Another example is the example of the wife of Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, the daughter of al-Ma'mun. She did not have any children from Imam al-Jawad. And Imam al-Jawad specifically, potentially, might have not had any children from her. Because the whole idea of al-Ma'mun marrying his daughter to Imam al-Jawad was because Imam al-Jawad is now Imam number 9. Imam number 9. Imam number 9. So he knows that his grandson will be the what? The father of the 12th Imam.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, do you know what? The Abbasis, they need to have some sort of link to this as well. I want to be the grandfather of the 12th Imam. This was the plans of these people. Tara, wallah, they knew. Wallah, they knew exactly what was going on. And they knew about the 12 Imams. Then he used to know all of this, because if you look at their actions, especially during the Abbasid Caliphate, you will see how most of their actions actually were a plan for something like this. Yeah. And there was constant muraqabah on where is this 12th Imam that they are looking for, which is why they were in shock when he came out to pray on the janazah of Imam Hassan al-Askari. Anyway, Imam al-Jawad, this was the first lady that he married. His children, Imam al-Hadi especially, was not from her, was from a different lady. And she did not give birth to any of his children, and she was the one that killed him. So you find, therefore, the role of the mother is a very vital role, is a very important role. It is a role that truly then sets the true tarbiyah. Because look, we have in our narrations, many narrations, that talk about the importance of the milk that they feed to their children. Yeah. Which is why we have these famous lines of poetry, رضعت من ثديها ردحا من الزمن وكان لي والد يهوى أبا حسن. All this is why I used to drink the love of Amir al-Mu'mineen from the milk of my mother. Yeah. There is actually باعتبار ليلة البنين, there's a very famous lines of poetry that say جاسم تورجاوي رحمة الله عليه. He used to recite ريتك سالم ترد للأوطان وقولا بيك جرح الأربعة هان. أنا لو أن أدري بحليبي هالوفا كان بعد ربيت لك يا حسين خوان. I wish that you were to come back safely to the city. ريتك سالم ترد للأوطان وقولا بيك جرح الأربعة هان. And I will say those 4 sons that I lost, I would be fine with it. أنا لو أن أدري بحليبي هالوفا كان. If I knew that there was so much وفاء, loyalty in my milk, I would have raised more brothers for you, O Abu Abdullah. So the role of the mother is very important. So when you look at the status of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, when you look at the status of Abdullah ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen, Uthman ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen, and Ja'far ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen, the other 3 brothers of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, no doubt, the status and the position that al-Banin had a great role to play in who they became.
SubhanAllah. On that note, I'm going to have to ask you off air who was the mother of Omar bin Ali, but that's okay. We'll talk about that off air. In any case, Hajj Ibrahim, fantastic discussion so far. We're going to take a small break. Upon our return, inshallah, we will go through the tragedy of al-Banin alayhi salam through Masa'ib, and then we'll also welcome our second guest for today, Mullah Amir al-Kadhimi, who is on standby. Inshallah, we'll put him on very, very soon. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be a couple of minutes, so inshallah, we'll see you then.
السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله السلام عليك يا ابن رسول.
She was dying.
Is she okay?
Now she is very okay, not okay, very okay. The miracle is happening.
وابن سيد الوصي.
السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله.
يا حسين.
السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين.
In one night, Allahu Akbar, in one night, your wife went from death to speaking to me on the phone. There's nothing anyone can say to me, to anyone, any lover of Hussein, that Hussein is just a dead body, that Hussein is just no one, that Hussein is just a human being. Hussein is Iman. Hussein is taqwa. Hussein is jihad. Hussein is bravery. Hussein is a way of life.
Welcome back, dear viewers and dear lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. As you can see, I am now joined by our second guest, Mullah Amir Al-Kadhimi. Mullah Amir, assalamu alaikum.
السلام ورحمة الله.
عظم الله أجورك and also طيب الله أنفاسك ملا.
وأسماعكم طيبة أحسن الله عزاكم.
ندري أنه أنت يعني تخلص المجلس وبسرعة تجينا هنا.
الوقت ضيق.
اي احنا هواي نرجو المعذره ونشكرك على
قدومك حوائجكم وحوائج المشاهدين بحق هذه الليله، ليله باب الحوائج ام البنين صلوات الله وسلامه عليها.
سلام الله عليها. As mentioned, I mentioned to the dear Mullah that he literally has to, as soon as he finishes his recitation in a centre here in London, he quickly gets into the car, comes straight to the studio to join us. So we're very privileged and honoured to have the presence of Mullah Amir Al-Kadhimi, who conducts regular series of recitations, both in London as well as internationally in the Middle East, specifically in Kuwait and other countries as well. So we thank him. And essentially he mentioned that he sends his condolences to the whole Muslim world on the martyrdom of al-Banin, who we are remembering today. And Hajj Ibrahim, we mentioned before the break, we dissected essentially the mothers of Karbala, which was fantastic to hear. And we talked at length in terms of the life of al-Banin and what she gave towards the religion. However, a lot of hearts are broken on this night. And a lot of hearts often connect to al-Banin for a number of different reasons. The first and foremost is her position in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because she gave everything to Islam, to this religion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave her a position where we are able to seek her intercession, her wasila, in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And she is Bab al-Hawa'ij, the gateway to our needs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so a lot of hearts, as I mentioned, are broken. Tears are very easily flowing for al-Banin alayhi salam. And I'd love to hear from you the tragedy of al-Banin.
Inshallah. طبعا هو mentioning that to begin with, I think one thing that many of us have actually tried is that whenever we are in need of something, the small Fatiha for al-Banin, literally it allows everything to 100%. Be fulfilled. And subhanAllah, that in itself shows the great status of that lady. And I urge people at home, this is something mujarrab we say, I urge people at home, if you've ever lost something, if you need something, whatever, do it and see. See it for yourself. It's not even something that we need to explain, inshallah. Anyway, sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليك وعلى آل بيتك الطاهرين ما خاب من تمسك بكم أمنا من لجأ إلى حصنكم سادتي سيدي يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء بأبي وأمي من ذبح من القفاء بأبي وأمي من ذبح عطشانا يا ابن شبيب إن جدي الحسين قتل عطشانا غريب تركوه في العراء دامي جسمي سليب يا ابن شبيب إن يوم الحسين أقرح جفوننا أسبل دموعنا يا ذل عزيزنا
سيدي يا أبا عبد الله يا ليتنا يا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز فوزا عظيما. When the caravan of Imam Al-Hussein would reach the gates of Medina, Imam Zainul Abidin would look at a man standing by him by the name of Bishr ibn Hadlam. He would say to him, "Oh Bishr, may Allah have mercy upon your father. He was a poet. Are you able to do some of the sing?" He said to him, "My master, I am a poet too." He said, "Then enter Medina and mourn Hussein." He would enter the streets of Medina while crying, "Ya Ahla Yathrib la muqama lakum biha." The people of Medina would gather around him. They said to him, "Oh Bishr, what is the news? Why is it that you are saying, oh people of Medina, you have no place in it anymore?" He said, "Meet me by the grave of Rasulullah, where I will inform you of the news." He carried on walking the streets of Medina, including the alleyway, shouting, "Ya Ahla Yathrib la muqama lakum biha," until he reached the grave of Rasulullah, where he would say, "Ya Ahla Yathrib la muqama lakum biha." قتل الحسين فأدمعي مدرار، الجسم منه بكربلاء مضرج، والرأس منه على القناة يدار. Oh people of Medina, you have no place in it anymore. Hussein has been killed, therefore I am shedding my tears. His body in the land of Karbala has been left in brood, and his head is being taken from place to place on a spear. Hajarakumullah, that a lady by the name of al-Bayt started making her way between the people, shouting, make way for this man. والله صاحت يا ناس، بالله دفرجوله وخلوه ينزل عن ذلوله. بسايله واستمع قوله، والله يوم التقوا ذوله بذوله عباس راع الزود يوله. She sits by Bishr ibn Hadlam. She says to him, "أنت ناعي ريحانة رسول الله? Are you the one mourning the grandson of Rasulullah?" Bishr ibn Hadlam was confused. He said, "I was just mourning Hussein." And she is asking if I'm mourning him. He looks at a man sitting by him. He says to him, "Who is this lady?" He said to him, "Woe upon you, do you not know who this is? This is al-Bayt, the mother of Abbas and his brothers." Ajarakumullah. He said, "Now I knew this lady was in shock, so I didn't want to shock her with the news of Hussein straight away. I said to her, Ya al-Bayt, my condolences go to you for your son Jafar." She said, "I ask you about Hussein." He said, "My condolences go to you for your son Uthman." She said, "Tell me about Hussein." He said, "My condolences go to you for your son Abdullah." She said, "Tell me about Hussein. Is he dead or alive?" Then he would tell her, "Ya al-Bayt, my condolences go to you for Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. His hands were cut off, his head was struck with a ball in Karbala." Even then she didn't care. She said, "Just tell me Hussein, is he dead or alive? تنشدين إن كان تردين الخبر زين تقعدي وهلي دمعة العين لك 4 بالطف مطاعي تقول له والله لو تنفنى 7 الأراضين وافقد مثل عباس 70 والله بالسالم يظل رآس يا أسلي حسين عدت مومتي وتوها يا أم البنين أعظم الله عليك الآج يا أبي عبد الله. My condolences go to you for your son Hussein. He was left on the plains of Karbala with no head. His chest was trampled over by horses. His finger was cut off. His head was raised on a spear. Ajarakum Allah. Umm al-Banin started to weep and cry, slapping her face, slapping her head. Ajarakum Allah, leaving the masjid as if she would say, أنا لقعد على درب الضعون والله وسايل اليرحون ويجون كل من لغياب يلفون والله وانا غايب بالحيد مدفون. I am joined with the reciters, lovers of al-Banin. There is no harm in reciting these pieces of poetry together, inshallah, with a moan. That is the moan of al-Banin. تقول أنا بال4 يا حسين ضحيت أنا بال4 يا حسين ضحيت وسالم ترد يا حسين ظنيت والله سالم ترد يا حسين ظنيت وسالم ترد يا حسين ظنيت والله وبنصرتك يا حسين وصيت عينة بنين وزهرة البيت والله عينة بنين وزهرة البيت عينة بنين وزهرة البيت عباس وبدمه تحنيت والله عباس وبدمه تحنيت. لا تدعوني ويك أم البنين تذكريني باليوث العرين.
عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم وأحسن الله لكم العزاء في هذه الليلة الحزينة، ليلة 4 من محرم، باسم السيدة أم البنين، هذه السيدة الطاهرة، هذه السيدة الوفية، قدمت ما قدمت للحسين
البنين. بالله استعدي للبواجي يم البنين، بالله استعدي للبواجي يم البنين. ردوا يتامى وانذبح عباس وحسين يم البنين. تذبحوا كلهم على القاع وحسين ظل مجرد ومكسور الاضلاع. ومخدرة حيدر علي فرت بالاقناع ويا الحرم والنار تسعر بالصواوي. وبعد يم البنين الأربعة ذبحوا ضمايا، ظلوا 3 أيام على الغبرة ومايا. يا وليتك نظرتي عالنهر صاحب الراية، مفضوخ راس مقطع شماله واليمين. يا مفضوخ راسه ومقطع شماله. يا واليمين. يم البنين الأربعة ما حد دفنهم، دمهم غسلهم والترب صاير جفنهم. ومن الصبح زينب مشت للشام ومن الصبح زينب مشت للشام عنهم. فوق الهزل مرت وشافتهم مطاعين. يا فوق الهزل مرت وشافتهم يوم مطاعين. يم البنين الأربعة تشهد لك الناس، ما صاير بالريوث الحرايب مثل عباس. خلي الأرض روس، خلى الأرض روس أو جثث ومطهمة داس. روس الأعادي وغلق الميادين صوبين. مبناي أنا أم البنين الطاح. مبناي أنا أم البنين الطاح. مبناي ضحيت الوجود حسين. حياتها حسين كل ما عدها حسين. تقول له للعباس لا تقل لأخيك أخي، قل له يا سيدي. مبناي أنا أم البنين الطاح. مبناي ضحيت الوجود حسين. مبناي يروح الأصل ويا الفرع. مبناي وظل محيرة واصفج بديه. يا وظل محيرة يجي بديه. أنا أم البنين ودهري ذا يا بني. حقي لو صيحت يا حسين يا بني. أنا أم البنين ودهري ذا يا بني. حقي لو صيحت يا حسين يا بني. فقد الأربعة يهون وحسين السباني. تعبت وسهرت الليالي وعلقت شمعة وجودي. تعبت وسهرت الليالي وعلقت شمعة وجودي حتى ربيت البنين الأربعة البيهم سعودي معاهدة وقصدي برباهم أوفي للزهرة عهودي بدمهم تراني تبرعت للزهرة وبعهد استقيت وظنيت بحسين سلميت وبحياة حسين زودي فقد الأربعة ما هدم بيتي لو بحسين ملزومة ثنيتي وشلون أصبر شلون وحسين السباني أنا أمي البنين ودهري ذبني الله الله حقي لو صحت
يا حسين يا ابني
فقد الأربعة يهون وحسين
السباني
صدق ساهرت الليالي ومردت روحي برباهم صدق ساهرت الليالي ومردت روحي برباهم أو صدق صاروا بالفراس أسباع ما وصدق خيم على الحرايب بيد ابو فاضل لواهو او صدق خيم على الحرايب بيد ابو فاضل لواهو وذخرت بالدنيا ذخرت عيناك صاحوا ولو صحت ضحيتهم وتأمليت اشتري حسين بدماهو اشتري حسين بدماهو فقد الأربعة نشف دموعي وعلى حسين متكسر ضلوعي فقد الأربعة نشف دموعي وعلى حسين متكسر ضلوعي وصدر حسين مسحور وحسين السباني أنا أمي البنين ودهري ذبني حقي لو صحت يا حسين يا أنا أمي البنين
ودهري ذبني
ويلي حقي لو صحت يا حسين
يا ابني
فقد الأربعة وحسين السباني شلون صفت مجد من المرتضى الباري اصطفاه أو نزه من الدنس حجري وكفل من حيدر ولاهم وغرسيت وطهر الباري حليبي ومزجت روحي بغذاهم وغرسيت بيهم غانمة وغرست بيهم غانمة وصاروا اسباع الملحمة والحسين مهجة فاطمة قلبي ولساني هداهم وعن الأربعة لا تنشدوني وبيهم يا خلق لا تفجعوني وعن الأربعة لا تنشدوني وبيهم يا خلق لا تفجعوني فازوا خل يفوزون وحسين السباني أنا أمي البنين ودهري ذبني حقي لو صحت يا حسين يا أنا
أمي البنين ودهري ذبني حقي لو صحت يا حسين يا ابني
ويلي فقد الأربعة يهون وحسين السباني يا بشر من تصد عيني لابو السجاد وجماله كانك تشاهد محمد يزهر بلون الرسالة وانا وصيت التوزن بالعلم يكفل عياله والكفل سبع القنطرة والضعن لأرض الطف سرى وما أدري بحسين اشجره والتعهد بالكفالة بس يسلمي يا حسين من المناية خلها تروح شباني ضحايا وعنهم لا تنشدون وحسين السباني أنا أمي البنين
ودهري ذبني
حقي لو صحيت يا حسين يا ابني فقد الأربعة يهون وحسين السباني.
أحسنت. صلى على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. طيب الله أنفاسك ولا أمير ممنونك. Thank you very much. For those dear viewers who are unaware of the Iraqi kind of recitation culture, Mullah Amir took us back a few years, because that particular tone, that particular melody was that of 20, 30, maybe 40 years ago. And it's a certain recitation that is rich in heritage, especially when it comes to the Karbala'i and the Iraqi sense. In any case, many thanks to Haj Ibrahim Al-Ansari and as well as Mullah Amir Al-Kadhimi. Jazakallah khair jaza. طيب الله أنفاسك. Mullah, thank you very, very much for your time. And inshallah, we will see you in the next episodes as we commemorate the holy month of Muharram on verses of love. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
والسماء ليس لي للأنبياء
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن أعداءهم. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, respected viewers, welcome to Karbala. Welcome to land of Hussein. Welcome to land of Abbas. Alhamdulillah, once again, we've got this great opportunity to be Za'arin of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam and to serve you, dear brothers and sisters, and give you this great opportunity to send your hearts to Karbala and be Za'ar of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. I'm here in this studio with my brother Abu Talib, and inshallah we're going to give you this unique experience and prepare you the atmosphere of being here in Karbala. Assalamu alaikum, brother Abu Talib.
Assalamu alaikum, Mustafa. How are you? Well, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Welcome to Karbala. Welcome to the land of sacrifice. Welcome, dear viewers. It is your opportunity now to pick up the phone and perform a live ziyarah towards Imam Hussein. What a great night. The night of al-Baneen. The night of the mother of sons. The night we remember where she sacrificed 4 of her sons for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And every time she was informed about losing one of her sons, she would ask about Hussein. Losing the second son, she would ask about Hussein. Losing the third and the fourth, and she still asked about Imam al-Hussein. We learn from her, and she is truly the mother of sons. She is our mother because we are also looking for the love of Imam al-Hussein, and we are walking in the way of Imam al-Hussein. Brothers and sisters, I urge you to take this opportunity to pick up the phone and give us a call. Call Karbala, call us now, and call us directly.
Ya Hussein, for the beginning of this live ziyarah show, I would like to invite you to join us and perform the first ziyarah. The first salam, which is going to be sent to the Holy Shan of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam from here, from the studio of the channel of Imam Hussein TV, and inshallah it will be on your behalf. I'm going to stand on my feet alongside with my brother Abu Talib, and inshallah we will remember and have all the mu'mineen and mu'minat in our dua and ziyarah. Ya Allah. Assalamu alayka ya Mawlai, ya Aba Abdullah. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا ابن رسول الله. السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين وابن سيد الوصيين. السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتك. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين.
السلام عليك سيدي مولاي يا أبا الفضل العباس. السلام عليك يا أبا الأيتام والأرامل. السلام عليك يا ساقي عطاشا كربلاء. السلام عليك أيها الشهيد وابن الشهيد. السلام عليك يا ابن أم البنين. السلام عليك يا أم البنين. السلام عليك يا أم العباس. السلام عليك يا أم عبد الله. السلام عليك يا أم جعفر. السلام عليك يا أم عثمان. Peace and blessings be on your souls, O martyrs. Brothers and sisters, we commemorate such a night of al-Baneen. I am sure we have mothers like al-Baneen which have lost their sons. And we have many al-Baneens in Iraq which lost their sons, that sacrificed their souls not on the day of Ashura, but they protected the land that we now are able to visit and walk around and pray towards. So I speak to each and every mother that has lost her son and lost her loved one to call and perform a ziyarah and be alongside al-Baneen when she lost her 4 beloved sons.
Ya Allah, when we remember the sacrifice of all the companions of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, we may stay humble and wish that if we also would be there in Karbala on the day of Ashura and sacrifice our souls and bodies for Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. But we are not in the era of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. The time is not in our favor. We are here 14 centuries after Ashura. We're receiving a call for the first Zahar of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum. Do you hear me? MashaAllah. MashaAllah. You're calling Karbala. This is Welcome to Karbala Live Ziyarah Show. Would you like to perform Ziyarah and send your salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam? I'm sorry, do you hear me? Would you turn down the TV and just hear me from the phone so we can have a better connection without any delay?
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I do hear you right now. Please go ahead and perform Ziyarah. Say salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, brother.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.